Today, we explore how this date completely reshaped our world across five powerful dimensions: culture, education, finance, politics, and technology. This day proves that history never rests. Let's dive into the fascinating interconnected events of this date that continue to influence how we live, think, and innovate today. So, without much further ado, let's go.
Usually a date on a calendar is, well, just a blank box. But looking at our sources today, July 18th acts more like this crazy historical bottleneck. It's a
Yeah,
specific coordinate where these massive world-changing timelines just, constantly seem to collide.
Yeah, we are looking at a remarkably dense concentration of events today. I mean, the mission for this deep dive is to synthesize sources spanning from ancient history to modern technology and really explore how this single day encapsulates the absolute extremes of human destruction and creation.
Right, and let's start with the literal destruction. July 18th, 64 CE, the Great Fire of Rome breaks out in the Circus Maximus.
And that raged for, what, 9 days?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
9 days. It destroyed 10 of the city's 14 regions. But what's wild is how that physical devastation almost acts like a blueprint for the ideological fires sparked on this exact same day, centuries later.
Oh, absolutely. The historiography in our sources draws a really fascinating parallel there. Because on July 18th, 1925, Adolf Hitler published the first volume of Mein Kampf.
Wow, same day.
Yeah, same day. And then, exactly 11 years later, in 1936, the failed coup ignited the Spanish Civil War.
Okay, I should pause here and explicitly state for you listening that we're just impartially reporting the historical facts here. We're obviously not endorsing the horrific ideologies behind these politically charged events, just conveying what's in the sources.
Right, exactly. We're just looking at the historical record.
But it raises a huge question. Physical cities like Rome, they can be rebuilt from ash. But do the ideological fires sparked by a manifesto or a civil war ultimately leave longer-lasting scars than physical flames?
Well, the sources definitely suggest they do. I mean, unlike physical infrastructure, ideological damage fractures a society's collective memory.
Right.
The documents on the Spanish Civil War really illustrate how unchecked power and polarization create these deep divides.
Divides that linger for generations.
Yeah, they fundamentally alter a nation's identity long after the actual shooting stops.
But, that same human drive that leads to ideological zealotry can also be channeled in the exact opposite direction. Out of eras defined by conflict, July 18th also birthed people who sought to heal humanity.
Right, moving from the ashes to the stars, quite literally.
Exactly. We have Nelson Mandela, born in 1918, and John Glenn, born in 1921.
And both of them shifted our understanding of human limits in very different ways. I mean, Mandela spent 27 years in prison and still proved a fractured society could move forward without retribution.
He completely reshaped political reconciliation with his peaceful presidency. It's almost like comparing two different types of explorers,
I mean,
While one is navigating the literal void of space, like John Glenn, the first American in orbit in 1962, and the oldest person in space at 77, while Mandela is navigating the seemingly impossible void of human reconciliation.
that's a great analogy. In Glenn's work, the sheer engineering complexity of the space race, that directly necessitated the next major July 18th milestone in our stack.
The leap to silicon, July 18th, 1968. Gordon Moore and Robert Noyce found Intel.
Right. They realized the future wasn't just in basic transistors, but in pioneering silicon gate technology.
Packing exponential computational power into microscopic spaces.
Exactly. And that's the foundation that made the personal computer revolution and eventually the World Wide Web possible.
Which brings us to July 18th, 1992, the day the very first photograph was published on the web.
A huge scientific achievement for the CERN team, proving the global network could actually handle rich visual media.
Okay, wait, I have to playfully push back on this. Because isn't it wonderfully ironic that the visual history of the web, our most powerful information tool, didn't start with a profound historical document?
I mean, it proved the capability was there.
Yeah, but look at the actual photo. It was a joke photo of Les Horribles cernettes. an amateur parody pop group made up of CERN employees.
Well, yeah, Tim Berners-Lee actually needed a specific type of file to test the web's brand new image rendering capabilities. He needed a high-contrast image to see if the network could reliably translate visual data packets, not just text.
And a parody band photo just happened to be the perfect test case.
Basically, yeah. CERN's notoriously playful culture provided it, and it proved the internet could be a visual medium.
It's just the ultimate paradox to me. This date is a complete microcosm of the human experience.
It really is. It balances catastrophic fires and conflicts with these miraculous leaps in resilience and technology.
Connecting these diverse events really does provide a powerful shortcut to being well-informed. But it leaves me with a final provocative thought for you to mull over.
What's that?
If a future historian were to examine whatever happens on July 18th this year, would they record it as a day that burned things down or a day that built something new?
Hi viewers, family and friends. How did you like the content of this video? Like the video and subscribe to the channel. Please write in the comments your name and the place you are watching from. Since our viewing family is spread all over the world, it will be nice to know which city and the country you are watching from, so I can say hello to you. Science and technology. Reading and listening to the historical accomplishments on this date of those who have gone before us, I, as a professional engineer with interest in structural engineering, energy-efficient buildings, ICF construction, and as Google Docs expert with interest in spreadsheet-based solutions, draw inspiration to ask of myself the million-dollar question. What would I accomplish today? Think about the Japanese practice of Kaizen. Let me know in the comments. What would you accomplish today? Your subscribing to the channel inspires me to post more such videos. Thanks for your patronage. See you in the next video. Sincerely, Yogi Anand.